inside, show me all.
Scared and confused, the major feelings you felt. How would you feel when all your life, everything you've known, is instantly wiped away, and now you're in a whole new world with no explanation, other than you've been asleep for 1,000 years? You would be terrified. You would be crumbling in fear. Any sane person would no longer be sane. This man, however, he strived his entire life to be understanding, to figure things out, to be level-headed, even in the worst of situations. But for something like this, it is impossible to simply just walk it off, push it aside, see what other options you have. It's impossible for him to stay fully sane this entire time. He lies there in a ball, terrified of what he has to experience now, what could come next, where he is, and what he's become. When he looks down at himself, he is not the same person that he last remembered. He is not the same person that he was moments before when he was murdered in an alleyway. His body is different. His body is morphed, more like the beings that are around him. This is the curse taking hold. He doesn't know it yet, but this is part of the curse. The ship that he is in has many windows. He looks out into the land, a desolate wasteland, with cracks everywhere, and the earth is constantly moving. There is no way for him to determine how long this has been going on, how horrible this land has been. From the way it seemed, earthquakes have been going on for generations. Clearly there's been some disaster on this planet. This does not look like Earth. There's not nearly enough water. When he looks around, it looks so depressing. There's so much that has clearly gone on here. He does not understand. Everything is falling apart, and these races are moving away constantly, building these massive cities above the ground to avoid as much risk as possible. As they were leaving, he noticed cities weren't touching the ground, they were hovering above it. Yet, still, whatever was causing these quakes was shaking the air around them as well, and turbulence was awful as they were leaving. He also noticed that once they escaped from under the tarps and the structures covering the sun, the heat was immense. He could feel it on the metal. Even the ship's cooling systems could not cool him down fast enough. Ah, my head. Fuck. The entire situation just seemed awful. I felt sorry for these people, that they had to live through this, that this was their life. To constantly be making cities and moving to avoid the quakes. As they flew away further, the city was about to be out of sight. He watched through the window. A large being came through the cracks, up into the air, massive jaws, and it swallowed the entire floating city. They knew, the beings knew, that this being was coming. Clearly the earthquakes aren't simply just earthquakes. They have other things to deal with, and they've experienced it before. Meaning, there are other people, other species, that have died to this thing, that they knew to immediately leave. Which also means they spent over 1,000 years trying to revive him while avoiding these things. While the city, or what was the city, is out of sight, looks down at the ground. There's other beings that are larger than the entire ship itself that are running away. That are flying away and running away. They're clearly trying to avoid whatever thing that was. And they got the head start before the people did. So whatever civilization, whatever planet, whatever this is, it had livestock, it had other animals, and a keen sense of danger. He slowly was calmed by this, because then he knew that this planet was similar to the one that he was used to. It had an ecosystem. A scary one at that. Absolutely terrifying, since everything was so desolate, but an ecosystem nonetheless. Did not know what they thrive on, since the whole land was barren and dusty and cracked, but maybe there was something under the surface. Maybe they were harvesting something. He did not see anything on the ship at all. Maybe wherever they were going would have the food supply. He kept with his rational thinking, trying to calm himself. His rational thinking wasn't going very far before, but this time, he's finally able to sit and think. Fuck. He was a scientist in his last life. He did not work with ecosystems or anything like that. He did work with DNA and that form of research and splicing and mixing animal DNAs together to make more suitable for production for food. Here he may not be as much help with that, but if they need him, and they're giving their all for him, if he wants to survive at all, he's gonna have to find some way to help, to save them. This world is clearly falling apart, and he's now stuck in it. He's stuck dead in the center. He's reminding himself that he has to help them, and that if he doesn't, he will be most likely eaten alive and then his head chopped off. Raven's eyes have stopped. So that gives him a bit of anxiety, but he's trying to push through. This repetition of dying and being somewhere new, and having to fix things for ourselves. It's very scary, very strenuous. Soon, possibly very, very soon, I might be under the same fate. Unless I can find the answers. And I do hope that whoever hears this, whoever this reaches, that you can help me and help others. Others like me. Others like yourself. To prevent any of this coming to you. I'll do my best to keep safe and keep you all updated. Eternity awaits.